Okay, so what we're going to do now is to add some logic into the app that we made. We're going to simulate the setup. The setup says draw 3 and you pick 2 developers to hire in your team. So first, here we're going to create devs hired, which is going to be the same as dev model. It's going to be an array. This will hold all the devs that we hired, and this is going to be devs discarded. This will hold the discarded developers that we did not hire. We're also gonna add a new function here, a hired developer. We will pass a developer here. So we need to modify the model now. Let's add some status here. This can be this will be a string, no? For now it will be a string. Later on we can update it to be an enumeration, but for now it's gonna be hired, available, or discarded. So the default will be available. So all of these devs here start as available, meaning they're in the deck. Maybe hired dev, when we hire a dev, it's gonna be dev model. So the status, we will set that to hired, and then we will add it to the devs hired. We will push it in an array. We'll push the developer there. Okay, now for the displaying, so in the recreation room currently it's displaying all the devs available. We will change that. We will only display the hired devs there, or devs hired. Then let's create this. Let's simulate this one. Imagine this will be a pop-up that that will pop up in the app, and the player will choose from this. But for now, imagine here at the very bottom we will add similar to this, something similar, but it will get all the devs available. Okay, for now, yes, we will only show here if it is available, right? So we will add ng if here if the dev status is available. So it will only show if it's available, but there is something wrong because we have double asterisk here. So what we're going to do, this is, trust me on this one, ng container is just like an invisible container, so you can combine that with an ng if. So okay, so it will look through all the devs, but it will only show all those available devs. Okay, let's see what will happen. Oh, by the way, let's add, okay, so now it's showing up here. Now let's add, if the player clicks on the dev, it will go to his team in the recreation room. So let's add a click functionality here, the hired dev that we created, and we will pass the dev property inside that. So let's see what will happen. There you go, we just hired a developer to our team. Okay, so what happens here is when you open the hired dev, when you click that, it will change the status to hired, therefore hiding it here from the options, and it will add to your devs hired array, which will then be shown here, devs hired. Okay, so that's a very simple logic. So now the player has set up his game. He chose his first 2 developers randomly. This is gonna be randomly drawn. We don't have that part yet, but the next thing that he will be able to do is to play the game. To play the game is he will have to choose a worker or a dev and place it on a space here that he wants that developer to work on, right? Oh, by the way, I remember this is graphic because this is sound program graphic or graphics. Let me see the rule book. Graphic sound program, so there's no S. Let's change that. Okay, I just realized this will show all of the devs in our database, and that's gonna be a total of 12 devs. So what we're going to do is we're gonna make devs available. This will be the devs that is drawn from the deck. Usually 2, but from in the setup it's 3. So let's see. Initialize. On initialize, these the devs available will be equal to 3 random developers from the devs. So I don't know if I should add the randomization now. Why not, right? So before that, let's add one more developer to our roster. Let's add Dogmeat here. So let's make a function that draws a dev. Okay, and maybe how many? Draw how many? Okay. So we are going to draw from the devs deck this number of times. Okay. So we have this dev deck at the moment. Let's do this amount of time. Okay, you know what? Let's just do the old school loop for let I. This is the old school loop. Okay, now it's working here. 36, 38, 36, 0, 0, always 0. Why? It's weird. Now it's randomizing 4, 3, right? So if it's randomizing cons random index. Okay, now that we have random index, let's get that one from the devs deck. It's gonna be splice index. Okay, let's see what we will get. Okay, we got one Dogmeat, Chunbi, and Crystal. So that's random entries. Actually, we don't need to get this random dev. Let's just push it. So drawn devs. Okay. Okay, now we have 3 random devs here, and it should show in devs available, because the drawn dev will be devs available. So we will draw 3 devs here. You know what? I'm getting tired of this. So what I'm going to do, longer way to do it. So drawn devs that push. I'm just gonna push that devs deck random index, and then after I push that, I'm just gonna remove it. So there, it worked. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, whatever, it's fixed. Okay, so now every time we refresh, it's gonna be 3 random devs. Crystal, Dogmeat, Chunbi, Crystal, Chunbi, Dogmeat, Chunbi, Crystal demo. So yeah, so we just did the randomization of the setup of drawing 3. Now if you ever want to draw 2, we can just simply call draw dev and make the 3 2. So just to give you an example, now I just draw 2 developers. So now we got that covered, the drawing of the developers, which has something to do with the hire and the setup. So we have that. Now let's assign the developers to their room.